What is up, boys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Beast Coast between Entity. This is TI. Let's get into it. I'm excited. Honestly, one of my main ideas for TI, while the tournament is going on, is on the second channel here, I'm going to be doing these analysis of the games. However, I don't want to do it where it's similar to what you could just watch if you watched the actual stream, or I don't want it to be like Noob from UA highlights. I want to kind of really give deeper analysis during the game. And I know this doesn't appeal to everyone, but I'm going to speed run the draft, literally speed run it, just kind of give my first initial thoughts on how I think the game will play out based on the draft, and then kind of run through how the game plays out and what you guys can learn from it and why the game is so cool. But alright, we see an Enigma opener, pretty standard stuff. If Enigma is let through, not every team picks it, but there's quite a few teams that if they have an Enigma specialist such as EG or Beast Coast for Whisper, will pick the Enigma right away. We see the Silencer Leshrac come out as a response. I do think Leshrac is one of the best heroes in the game against Enigma. It's not good against Wraith Pact, actually very bad against Wraith Pact. Outside of that, though, if you get Black Hold or Chain Stun, which Enigma typically does with something like Tiny, Leshrac can keep his ulti on with Bloodstone activated and will not die in the duration of the stuns. Especially if there is a global, Leshrac can really just run in, pop Bloodstone, and not care whatsoever. He will not die. However, Enigma Tiny, why is this lane and opener so good? Enigma gets the lane back, the Eidolons will make the lane push towards the Enigma, Enigma will static the wave under his tower, and there is no better position for in the game than Tiny when it comes to having the wave under your tower, because you toss the person under the tower. It is simple as that. That is honestly the main reason why people like this combo compared to the other initiators, because there's a lot of heroes that can initiate. Clock can initiate, Nyx can initiate, what are the other position force? Earth Spirit, Earth Shaker, all of them can initiate, but Tiny hard initiates, can toss people in the black hole, and lanes extremely good with Enigma. But I do love the Leshrac and Silencer as a response to Enigma. I think it's very, very solid from Entity. This also could be their safe laner, because I'm pretty certain Pure plays it, and I'm pretty sure Stormer plays it too. So this is good for Entity. They could flex it to mid or a side lane, and that can actually bait out certain picks. We see a couple of bans. I'm not going to focus on bans. We see the Sven come out, which is pretty crazy. Entity loves the Sven. I don't know if this is core of this game or not, but they were one of the first teams spamming support Sven. And we see it come out. It's weird, and the reason why it's weird here is it's not like, oh, they're picking it into a high physical damage team comp, which is the main reason you would expect Sven for Warcry for that reason. They're not picking it like that. They just pick it. I will say, when you have Leshrac Silencer, you don't have an initiating stun. Sven definitely is an initiating stun. That's like all he does outside of provide armor, and it's good setup for Silencer, because Silencer can initiate, and it's great setup for Split Earth, very easy to follow up, so I like it. Then we see a Terrorblade Veno instantly in the response to Brew. Brew is great against Veno because anytime he gales or poison stings people, Brew can actually dispel all of his teammates with his Storm Panda. And if he buys Ags, he can constantly just dispel people off cooldown. On top of that, Terrorblade is a hyper carry with illusions, so you toss the main one in the air, and then the illusions get clicked by the Storm Panda, the illusions go away, you toss the real one up, and Terrorblade gets taken out of the fight. It's also a great hero that can cancel Enigma's Black Hole without having to fear it, so it's honestly an Enigma response too. It's a really great game for Brewmaster. The only thing I would be concerned about is the laning stage. How will the lane play out? Because Terrorblade is a lane dominator typically, and Brew is not. So you would expect Brew to potentially struggle. We'll see how that plays out. From there, this is actually a Veno mid, but they were, of course, not really... I mean, they're not locked into that. This could be 5. It's good with TV and lane, for sure. Like, Gale into meta is very nasty. So they could have done that, but they decided not to. I don't know why. Maybe they just felt like it was a good Veno core game. I don't think it's great as a Veno core game. I feel like it's fine against Lesh. Maybe he rushes a Vessel, which would make sense to me. Then I could kind of get behind it to counter the Bloodstone. They go for the Abaddon, which is pretty bizarre, because in team fights, if you stun someone, you can global, and they can't get Aphotic shielded. It's not like Abba can pop his ulti. He's silenced, so... Weird. It's very weird. I think they see it also maybe as somewhat of a counter to the Arcane Curse and the Silencer E and the Cinder Brew. To be fair, there's a good amount of dispellable abilities, and you can dispel Sven Stun. I mean, I can see it. I can see it. They have initiators too. It makes sense. It fits their draft. It's a little weird though. I don't think it's the greatest laner with TB. Even though it does heal TB, and TB has very effective HP, because TB has high armor and a low HP pool, which is good for heals, because the heal is more effective, right? Because your HP lasts longer. But nasty Pudge pick. Nasty Pudge pick. Dirty Pudge pick. Flesh Heap against Veno, no damage. Flesh Heap against TB early game, no damage. You kill the illusions. Avalanche, no damage. Eidolons, no damage. Midnight Pulse is actually pretty good. The only thing you'd have to be careful about is the Midnight Pulse. But Rot is pretty decent against Eidolons now. They nerfed the Eidolons recently. You might not know this, but Eidolons used to have 60% magic resist at level 1. They now have 30 at level 2, 40, then 50, then 60. So Pudge is actually much more playable against Eidolons if he can get on top of them with Rot. Still, might not be that straightforward of a lane. The reason why is if you get tossed under tower, Flesh Heap ain't doing shit. So you have to be careful. Either way, let's skip ahead a little bit into the lane. I'm really curious about how this lane played out. I mean, the TB should dumpster the Brew, and he is. Okay, so early lane going about how you'd expect. The TB completely sharding on the Brewmaster. 18 CS in 3 minutes and 40 seconds is really good. So last hitting extremely well on K1. Things looking good. Toby definitely struggling, but they knew what they were getting into. They actually are laning the they're laning the Silencer with the Brew, interestingly enough. I think they see it like, it's kind of weird because the Abaddon can purge all of your abilities, but maybe they feel like if they put Sven with the Brew, he would just have no lane. He could try to drag, but it would be pretty rough. Instead, they put the Sven with the Pudge, and I can kind of see it because you can stun the Eidolons. Like, it seems kind of stupid. It's like, really, is that it? But yeah, let's check it out. Does that play out well? I don't know if it will play out well. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it'll play out well. But in my head, you could stun the illusions into Rot. If he'll probably take Hook. Yeah, okay, so maybe not. But still, it's an option. Nope, he's just going to stun him and hit him. Okay. And they missed the Hook. Alright, not exactly what I had pictured in my head. I saw that going different. But maybe he'll... Nah, because you're not going to kill the Eidolons unless you have clear follow-up, so... Okay, I guess they just feel like the Pudge will do fine. I mean, you definitely out-damage Enigma early on. Like, it's pretty hard for Enigma to lane the early CS against Pudge, because, yeah, you have Eidolons, but until you build up 6, it's pretty hard to last it against Pudge 80 damage. So, overall, good start for Pure. Good CS. Probably, yeah, a bit ahead of the Enigma. Not too bad. From there, I wonder how the mid lane's going. So actually, the Veno did beat the Lesh. So the maxed out nukes beating the Leshrac, which is cool because it's sort of it's an interesting response to the Lesh, because if they were to put the Lesh in the side lane or show that the Lesh is a side lane Lesh, you could beat it in the side lane if it's a favorable matchup. If it's a mid Lesh, unless, you know, Chris Luck is just a god gamer, apparently it beats a mid as well, right? Which is pretty important to note as he's hunting the Lesh here. He hit level 6 first, he knows it. He's going to skill the ulti. Yeah, there you go. He knows he can kill this Lesh from full. He's going to force the TP if he can. 100%. Stormstormer knows it too. Great D-ward. Great stuff from Chris Luck. Gets a huge, huge D-ward. So things kind of looking good in that regard. And he's controlling mid wave. So, okay. So the mid lane won. The safe lane won too. Not surprised. I didn't expect Brew to do well. But the Pudge is... What the hell? What? How is Pudge dominating? He gets tossed in, but he gets the Flesh Heap off, so it doesn't do too much. Gohira goes in, but that's a hook. Oh my god, they did... Okay, Gohira just goes a little bit too far. Commits in a little bit too hard, but then they kill someone else too. Oh, they just walk down the Enigma. Is that really how that plays out? They just walk him down? I mean, Rot is a 14% slow. It's pretty rough to play against early on. What a hook. He reads the movement, and Whisper just gets run down. Great block from Katomi there. And, alright, well, that's one way you could win this lane. You just get a double kill. I love the Flesh Heap at level 3. If Pudge takes Rod at level 3, he's just dead, and none of that works. That's why the small things matter so much in Dota. Literally doesn't get a double kill if he doesn't skill the Heap at 3 and pop it when he gets tossed in. And when he's chasing the Enigma. But okay, that's a 7-minute Vanguard, and now I'm not surprised things go well. I'm just surprised they couldn't manage to keep the lane back on the side of Beast Coast and dominate. So some laning issues, but beautiful stuff. I mean, full respect to Pure. I didn't think this was a winnable lane. With a Sven, I didn't think so, but yeah, okay. Looks like the Leshrac did manage to make a comeback. He did have to jungle, so clearly he just felt like, okay, this lane's unplayable. But he does end up getting a kill onto the Veno. I don't know who that's with. It must be with the Sven, right? Because that's your kill combo. The Lesh stun with the Sven. You have a combo here. Yeah, they get it. All right. Crystalek just getting overconfident. Is he gonna kill Stormstormer? Did he forget he was Veno ultied? Yeah, alright, he has to walk back to base. Like, he's like killing the creep wave as if he's not about to drop to like 1 HP and could be like one tapped by a support. But okay. No. This is the problem with the mid Veno. No disengage. You gotta be. I mean, the thing is he's maxed out his nukes, right? So he has to lane, but he's just playing on the low ground. It's just surprising. Why would you play low ground? I mean, I know Veno's attack range is bad, but why would you put yourself in this position? Why would you take this chance? You're playing against Lesh. You're gonna die. But honestly, the main concern you have to have now... I mean, to be fair, Terrorblade is not the worst illusion carry. Out of all the illusion carries, PL, Naga, or Pudge... Pudge the illusion carry, a classic, you know? Anytime I think illusion carries, I think Pudge. He's my go-to illusion carry. But out of Naga, PL, or Terrorblade, I would 100% want Terrorblade because he does do the most single target out of all of the illusion carries. So... you know, I don't think this game's over. Black hole on Pudge into... well, the problem is you can't really black hole the Pudge, right? There's the global. I mean, even if they didn't have global, the Brewmaster is such a problem. It really does make it really hard for this guy to black hole. He's going to go the Axe too. There you go. Mana Boots. Whoa. Earn Mana Boots. So Earn is to proc the Cinder Brew. Usually if you see Earn, you see Vessel. But it's a horrible Vessel game because of the Abaddon. You really wouldn't want to spend all your gold on something dispellable, but we're going to see the TP in from Entity. They kill him off, and it just feels... I mean, honestly, this game feels to me like they're over-forcing. I mean, if they manage to win this Enigma lane, like, if he just plays it a bit better, which, like, you know, I'm not going to go into the details on that, but if they play it a bit better, I mean, maybe they have a chance, but this play is really forced. I mean, this is a max Fleshy Pudge we're talking about. And they're surrounding him as if he's about to just die. I mean, this Tiny gets dismembered, and Chris looks like manning up. Like, what do you expect to have? I mean, you're not killing this guy. I feel like they should know that. Just, I mean, they get the tower, and it creates some space for the Terrorblade, but, I mean, they could have taken the tower without doing that, obviously, right? So, Terrorblade is farming well. You know, he's popping off. He has one death. Like, all he has is one death, and he's almost even with Pudge, who's 3-0-2. So, if there's anything to say, Terrorblade is having a good game. And he's farming like an absolute Chad to have what he has now. But this Pudge is untouchable at this point in the game. And Pure knows it, and he's going to play like it, right? He's going to be happy to dive people. As what a hook onto Stinger. They're going to chase him down. Okay, man. I mean, Flesh Heap up in one. He won't die during Flesh Heap, but he'll die after. No. No! Oh, what a good play, though. No way. Oh, my, the global TB. Oh, my. I told you. I'm like, when he clicks Flesh Heap, he's not dying during Flesh Heap. He's not dying during Flesh Heap. I wasn't lying. He didn't die during Flesh Heap. But then they global TP. Oh, my God. Wow, what a play. All right. No, I mean, not that bad, honestly, from Beast Coast. Still good. They killed his fam. Pudge has to go base. That's pretty good, honestly. Wow, and they killed the Brew. All right, Beast Coast making moves. They're making some schmoos. And he is going to Vessel. Okay, honestly, I like this Venom response to the Lesh. I like it. It's a Vessel buyer. It's a Vessel buyer, and you might be like, why Vessel? Yules. No, no, not Yules. Bloodstone. And I like this from Stormstormer, if you see a Bloodstone Leshrac and you Vessel him, well, he doesn't heal much from his Bloodstone active. That's why you would want it, really. It's decent against Pudge too, but the Fleshy blocks most of the damage, but it's still decent. But it's mostly for the Bloodstone Lesh, for sure. But Stormstormer goes a different build this game. He goes to Yules, as how did they catch the TV here? So the Brew goes down. But oh, they just smoked into the triangle. They just assume he gets off the Sunder. This was close actually. They barely get him. That was really close. Yeah, they're gonna have to kite out a bit. Maybe hook him out. No, okay. Oh, he's gonna chase. Wow, they're going in. I mean, he really believes in Flesh Heap. Okay, right, TP's out. Honestly, pretty good sequences from Beast Coast. What? He's trolling in a TI game? What the hell? Pierre, are you on crack, bro? I mean, it's funny, but... What? Alright, really though, great gameplay from... So I expect when I loaded this replay to watch just a stomp. That's not what this game is at all. Alright, we'll see a bit of a hook from Pierre. Yeah, the Sven is honestly great this game. Just having such a straightforward stun. Such a long duration stun too, because there's... You might be like, oh, there's a lot of heroes that can replace Sven. Who? Earthshaker? Maybe. That would be your best bet, right? The Max Fisher. But Stormhammer is a 2-second stun. Range stun. Very high range stun. That does a lot of damage on a low cooldown. And you have to keep in mind, there's not a lot of heroes that have that. You might be thinking to yourself, yeah, there are. No, there's not. Supports? That has the same range as a Sven stun. Because it's a pretty long range. You have, like, Lion, right? But then you don't have, like, a massive Warcry, right? And even Lion stun, I think is shorter range. But you can't, like, run up to them, right? So you can Warcry to run up, stun for 2 seconds. There's not that many heroes. Right, Nyx Assassin, Impale is too short of a range, and you really need your ulti to use it, right? Earth Spirit you have to roll in, which is unreliable. It's not a long duration stun. You don't have these low... There's not that many low committal stuns in Dota. There's really not. The main other one is Fisher, right? But then you're picking Earthshaker, who I would argue is a worse laner than Sven, and definitely doesn't counter physical damage like Sven does. So it's a cool concept. I really like this concept from Entity, which is picking... You know, these really two high DPS heroes that take advantage of this Sven stun. If you are going to draft Sven, I love the way they draft around it. You have a hook and a split earth to follow it up, which makes it a really, really high value spell to have. But yeah, the Pudgeags got giga delayed this game. I mean, to be fair, he bought a lot of small items. He did buy the Vanguard, which makes this timing on Ags not that unreasonable. But still, I'm sure it's later than he would want. 19 minutes. But he's got it. He's got it. He's on his timing. And Stinger just runs into him. This is really weird from Stinger. It's weird from Stinger because you don't really want your team to have to go on the Pudge. I mean, they could try to toss him into a black hole, but once again, the global can come out, so you can't really go on the Pudge. They need a better angle, so he just forces the ulti out. They're going to go up the high ground, and I respect this. He has the Ags. He knows this is a great Pudge game, and they're just going to chase. Looks for the hook, doesn't find it. Okay, we'll back off. They're really trying to force the issue on the Pudge Ags. They're really trying to bait in Beast Coast. And Beast Coast is not falling for it. So good discipline for now from Beast Coast, dodging the hooks. They're trying to play off the hook, right? If you hit a hook in Dota, what is he doing? What is Stinger doing? What is he doing? How did that work? How did that work? Oh, the TP? Alright. Oh, they also have the lift up as well for hook and split earth. Wow, they have a lot of synergy with the hook and split earth. They have a lot of these like long duration setup spells. So it really works, but alright, they're just running out now. They're trying to close down the map. You can see the Lesh is going to set up mid. If they find the Yules, they'll TP in. And they find him, and that's a solo kill. Great read from Pure, pinging out that they would probably show mid there. They get the kill, and uh-oh, they're chasing the TB, and this is another benefit of Sven. Right, he's not hasted here, but Warcry putting him up to 475 movement speed. 475, my man is zooming. He is zooming. The Silencer's 433. I don't know. This Sven hero's value is shit. 22% movement speed for 12 seconds. I don't know. This Sven hero's good for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. It's like a bit of a clunky laner sometimes, but I'm certain this hero's good. The numbers on this hero are just too good for it not to be good, and that's a hook. Totally fine. Just pop the borrowed time, no committal. It's like a 10-second cooldown hook or whatever, 12, 14, doesn't matter. Right, low cooldown, they get the kill. And this is how you want to play when you have Pudge carry. A lot of people think like, oh, you really want to like just run in. Not necessarily. It's best case scenario if you hit a hook, so your team doesn't have to commit in. That's a black hole, but instantly the global. I mean, oh no, that wasn't global. He was in the black hole. What canceled it? What? What? Huh? he just cancels it. What, he misclick? Oh, damn. I don't think anything stunned him or anything like that. That's really unfortunate. I mean, I don't think they wouldn't have... I want to say they wouldn't have won the fight anyway, but Silencer definitely would have died. That's for sure. Pudge probably would have died too, because the TB was coming over with meta. Damn. That's really unfortunate. This could have been a one fight. That really sucks. Well, shit happens, and now they overwhelm them. Also, Stinger dying at the beginning of the fight's pretty rough too. But I really like Beast Coast's drafts. I think it's really good here. They have the Vision Hero and the Veno. They have the save from the Abaddon. I feel like it's very straightforward how they want to play their fight. Dude, Beer's just trolling. I can't believe people troll in games like this. I mean, keep the vibes up for sure, but that's just insane to me. I don't know. He's not even going BKB next. He's going E-Blade. I mean, it's a good game for the E-Blade because the Ghost Scepter is good against the TB, but I don't know. It's a bit crazy. He's going to pop the smoke. They're looking to go in. No Brewmaster, and yet they're still trying to fight. They find the Tiny. They're just going to take him out, probably. Kind of risky, though, as I said. I mean, he's not that tanky. The TB is not that, you know, useless. They're going in. He's trying to run away. Flesh Heap in one, but he's going to die. No. Damn. Not again. He's going to fish for a hook, too. Because now he can dismember off Stinger. He'll probably just dismember the TB, actually. Yeah. Oh, damn. Well, Entity just playing their limits. I mean, Pure, this guy is a menace to society on these heroes. On these, like, weird safe lane heroes, my man is better than anyone else. No doubt. And he puts in a shift here. Because he just completely baits them in. Completely baits them in. And the fight doesn't even look that bad. Like, Fishman dies. No, he doesn't die either. Oh my god, no one dies. They're all so low, right? Like, this fight, if they don't kite it well on Entity, it's just a team wipe. But they just apparently kite it perfectly. Insane. Crazy, man. So well played from them. So well played from them. Just beautiful stuff. And yeah, the fight works out, but Pure just playing his limits. The no BKB is crazy, though. Because you can get Sundered, you can get, you know, Veno ultied and Vessel, and Midnight... Well, Midnight Pulse works anyway. It's just crazy. The no BKB is definitely wild. It's definitely wild. As they go in the Stinger. He has no qualms about just going in. He has no respect, honestly. He just goes in no matter what. It's definitely working. I mean, to be fair, if there's any hero you're going to play like this on, it's going to be Pudge, right? And they find Chris Luck as well. He's just hunting. Sees the Plague Word come out from the right side. Hunts him down. Gets a kill. Are they going to look for the Enigma? Are they really going to chase? Nah. Oh, Enigma's staying a little bit too long. He could go for the... Oh my god. Okay, they weren't even looking for Hector. But they find him and he just dies. The Kaya actually might have been the difference there. The 8% spell amp. Otherwise, he probably would have gone off Sunder. They didn't have Dismember. So, beautifully done. Alright, now... I mean, now I know that... I mean, if Abaddon's behind the TB, he won't die, but... TB plus a stun... I mean, Pudge plus a stun kills TB. He didn't even have E-Blade there. Alright, the Aegis comes out. All they have to do now is look for hooks. That's the main thing. Anytime you're winning as Pudge, you just look for hooks. I mean, he could Cycle Blink in, but he doesn't have BKB, so he should just look for a hook. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh, the global. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, what? This guy's crazy, man, for blinking. And, like, he clearly could have just went for a hook, right? Like, surely you just go for a hook and keep your entire team in position, right? And keep yourself in position. Because otherwise you're surrounded. But nope, you just global. Yeah, yeah, that works. You just global. The E-Blade actually just one-shots the Enigma. So, yeah, just straight up one-shots him. Oh, this is going to be free hook. Never mind, Stormer sucks. What can you do? Just shit player. Okay, never mind. I take it back. Hold up. Alright, we'll end the video here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. I love watching these replays. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing this style of like analysis, commentary. If you really like this, please like the video and please comment, just so I know. You know what I mean? I mean, I like to making these anyway. Like, it's a lot of fun for me, and I love watching these TI games. The ones I miss, but because I'm sure a lot of you guys probably couldn't watch this game because there's too many games going on. So hopefully this is fun for you guys. Hopefully you learn a bunch as well. It's like educational, entertaining, blah blah blah. But how did this go? So they get the hook, Kappa. And then He just blinks in. What? Lesh just hits a 2-man stun. Yeah. You know what's really impressive is I don't even feel like this was that free of a Pudge game. It's a great Pudge game, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, it's definitely not completely free, and we saw that. He nearly died multiple times, but just never died. He didn't die this game, actually. Oh, he actually didn't die. With how aggressive he plays, the fact that he's 16-0 is insane. That's how good this guy is, and you can't say it's luck. You can't say it's luck. But alright, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.